What's up guys, Manny from Motomillion, and as you can tell, we're not in our shop. I'm all geared up and I want to do a quick progress update of our M1000RR. I had never taken it for a ride after all the upgrades that we did, which I'll call it phase one, because I think it's at a very good point that most people who own this bike would probably bring it up to this level that it is right now. And another thing is that now you guys get to see my gear, right? So I got my riding boots, my Kevlar jeans, my airbag vest, my jacket, and my gloves and my helmet, which I don't have. But we're here to talk about the M1000RR because if you guys have been following, I think today is a pivotal moment, let's say, of my relationship with this M1000RR. If you guys watched our introductory video of my first ride with the M1000RR, I wasn't the happiest camper, and I'm gonna be honest, I was even thinking of just selling the bike because, I don't know, it just didn't do it for me. I'm sorry, BMW guys, but let me make it up to you, because today was the first time that I was enjoying my ride on this bike, and I was like, wow, this is cool. This is something that I would pick to ride out of the fleet of bikes that we have. But so what have we done to it so far? The elephant in the room is the Brembo upgrade. We just did our Brembo brake upgrade. It's the first time I've ridden it after a bunch of upgrades, but the most noticeable thing, one of them, I'm not going to say it's the most noticeable thing because we'll get to that, is the brakes. The brakes were okay on the bike. They weren't bad, anything like a Yamaha R1. It was actually pretty good, but we did really want to bring this bike up to Motomillion standards. This is the top of the line bike for BMW. This should have had Öhlins and Brembo. We did address the Brembo part of it. Öhlins is coming up, so we have the GP4 MS calipers in the front. And something that is first, I think, I've never seen anyone have this. We did get a rear caliper bracket manufactured for the rear billet Brembo caliper, so now it has a proper full-on Brembo caliper upgrade. Another big noticeable thing we did was our header and midpipe by Aero. It has a full titanium header and midpipe. You could tell I haven't ridden it much because it hasn't blued out much, but it's a big upgrade because the bike stock is very quiet. We did the stage 2 flash. It has all the Brentuning supporting mods along with it. Big difference. Even if you do a stage 1 flash on this bikes, it's night and day difference. We still haven't dynoed it yet. We're going to get to it because we're waiting for some additional parts to dyno it to get the most out of it. So one of the other upgrades we did other than our master cylinder is this quick throttle by Alpha Racing, which is made by Domino for them, but you could only get it through Alpha Racing and Alpha Racing dealers, is this throttle. So this has the button pause that we like, that's like the MotoGP switches, but the main difference is it's a shorter throw. It's 65 degrees to full throttle rather than the 80 degrees of the factory throttle that's on there. I'm going to be honest, I want to have this look because this looks phenomenal, and I was kind of scared that it's going to be way too sensitive, so street riding, when this motion is going to be alleviated, right, because it's a shorter throw. I'm happy to report it's perfectly fine. It's not sensitive at all. It's manageable, at least for someone who is experienced with riding bikes. You're not going to have any trouble with this throttle, and look at it, it just looks like a masterpiece. But while I'm here, you guys are going to be shocked. Let's come to the most noticeable upgrade that we've done to this bike. And I'm not kidding, this is not a joke. It's the grips. We did manage to put a set of grips on this bike. If you are wondering when I say manage, because you're thinking grips are very easy thing to do, go check out that video. I go into details why usually you won't see any kind of aftermarket grips on a street ridden M1000RR or S1000RR. My main problem with this bike when we got it was that it was way too buzzy. That the handlebars shook so much. There was this high frequency vibration on the handlebars, which is a very BMW thing. This has been a thing all over the internet, all over the forums ever since the 2014 model years and above. And the grips fixed that issue. I'm really shocked. I knew that it's going to help. These are the Pro Grip 717s. I did not feel anything on the handlebars. The bike was still shaking because when I ride, I could tell the mirrors are shaking like hell, and I can't really see much when you're going like 30 miles an hour, which is still annoying. But the buzz from the handlebars are gone. And don't forget, when you're riding a motorcycle, the stuff you touch and feel and see is the biggest difference. And that's why I'm telling you guys, these grips made the biggest difference, which I'm very, very shocked, but it was well worth the effort and time and the thought that it took to change it. Now, if you want to go watch that video to see how you could change it, you're going to get rid of your heated grips, but that's the price to pay for it. I'd rather not have heated grips than a buzzy handlebar. Another upgrade that we did that I am very appreciative of today because it ran out of fuel, it has very little fuel left, is our carbon fiber fuel cap by TWM. They come in carbon and they come in CNC machined aluminum. We did our clutch lever. Also, something that we always forget is our Öhlins damper. It's buried deep within there. The Öhlins damper also makes it feel a lot nicer because you could fine tune it, unlike the factory damper that's there. You could really fine tune it to your riding style. If you're a track rider, it does make a huge difference. And I want to point something out because I just remembered, guys, this handlebars doesn't buzz even though we changed our lever guard. This is the full 6 carbon fiber brake lever guard on it, not the factory one, because the factory one actually has a heavier handlebar end on it. So that means it's there to help get rid of the buzziness. Even though the bar end weight is less, there is no buzziness left. I love these grips, guys. Go figure, the cheapest part of the motorcycle made the biggest difference. And if you guys swing around to this side, there's a couple other upgrades that we did that I think makes this bike a lot more enjoyable. What are they? It's our Samco hoses and our Performance Technologies, the line cooler. This bike was running super hot, and all you guys that like to pick on Ducatis, this M1000RR wasn't far off from a Panigale V4 in terms of heat, but the only problem that I had was that because of all these wide body fairings on there, it was just pushing all the air to my legs, which makes it kind of unbearable, but it's okay. But these did work really well along with the Brentuning flash. The temps are manageable now. It does get hot, but it's nothing like it was stock. I don't even know why it was running so hot in stock form. Whatever, I'm not going to go into those details. I know why, but I'm not going to say it on camera. It's something frowned upon. But also the Alpha Racing quick shifter, again, these little changes you make. This bike has the best quick shifter out of the box. Any S1000RR and M1000RR has the best quick shifter of all super bikes, guys. But this makes it that marginally better. I think it's a great upgrade, especially if you are someone who has that sense that they want back from the bike. If you have that experience, great upgrade. Something else, this is a cool piece for me to see. Our carbon fiber kickstand. It's just cool. The bike is almost all carbon. Might as well have a carbon fiber kickstand. It's like an Easter egg. Our beautiful 520 conversion kit. I think we're going to see the fruits of our labor on the dyno when this thing picks up quite a bit of horsepower because of all the mods we did. And yes, the sprocket and chain setup will help with that. And let me show you one thing that I really like about the bike that really cleans up the tail is this NRC tail tidy. But what I really want to show you is how much fun I've had on this bike. Because if you look at the rear tire, that means Manny is happy. That means Manny is enjoying this bike. I did a little bit of a burnout with it because I was just very giddy, guys, and who doesn't want to be a hooligan once in a while? But yeah, so that's it, guys. This is a little bit of an update. I think we'll call this the phase 1 of our M1000RR because we've done all the upgrades that a typical rider and owner of this bike would do, but we are going to take it a little further. What do we have coming? We have our belly pan on the way. As of this video, it's on a plane coming over from Europe to here to get on there because that's bugging me. That's going to be such a visual upgrade to this bike. It needs it now that the exhaust has changed. And another thing it's not on the plane from Europe to here. It's on a plane from Europe to Europe. Then it's going to come to the US. Are our wheels. We got our hands on a set of very special Aussie Racing set of wheels. They're the race only forged magnesium wheels that we're excited to see. I think they're going to be lighter than our carbon wheels. Nothing against carbon wheels, guys. We love them. We've been using them for the years in the past, but I think now the technology is there that some of these exotic forged wheels are lighter than these wheels, and I'm all for it. Our front suspension, our Öhlins, is shipped off to England to Matthew. Thank you, Matthew, if you're watching. Shout out to you because he's the man behind this Genie's caliper bracket that we have on here that we've been wanting for such a long time. He's going to make these aero discs work on our Öhlins suspension because there is no Öhlins suspension out there for these bikes that this piece works, but you need to have this on for this to be an M1000RR, guys. So is our rear suspension going to change? But along the way, there's a couple other things that we're doing, like our carbon fiber subframe, carbon fiber fuel tank. Carbon fiber subframe again is on a plane from Europe. Is coming over here as we're filming this video. Those are some of the things that you guys can anticipate on the future episodes of the M1000RR series. Also, one thing that I'm going to upgrade, maybe you guys want to comment on this if you've ever sat on one of these things, is this seat. So this seat, I think, is kind of a race thing that they did. It's a lot thicker if you take a look at it than the factory, even the M seats that was out with the S1000RRs. I really want to change this seat. I'm tippy-toeing. I'm almost 6 foot tall, and I'm tippy-toeing on this bike. Maybe put it aside, and if you go on a racetrack, you could get the aero benefits of it because I think that's what it's there for, so that your back is more straight and in line with your windscreen. but that should be coming too. But I think this is a well-deserved walk around of the phase one of the Motomillion M1000RR, guys. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Until next time, have a good one. And hey, I want to start this thing. Don't worry, the bike is warm. We just rode it here. I think that's enough. I'll see you guys next time.